Hello, hello, Cancer. Welcome to your March 2020 overview reading. This is good for you if you're a sun, moon, or rising Cancer. And before we get started, please take a moment to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. You will get more wonderful, amazing, awesome readings from me. And make sure you sign up for my newsletter so that you can stay up to date on all of the exciting stuff I have going on this month. I have classes that are in the queue, and I'm pretty much ready to launch among some other things. So make sure you stay on top of that. And if you have any other questions about working with me, go to onyxhealing.com and all of your questions will be answered. So without further ado, let's go ahead and lay this spread out and then I will get started. All right, let's start with your oracle cards this month. First thing we have is Buffalo. Okay, stability is coming off of this card, so it's just about consistency, continuing to show up, continuing to put in the work, continuing to put in the labor. You know, obviously not in the sense that you want to sacrifice giving to yourself, right? We don't want it to get so far out of whack that we're not good to anybody because we're not taking care of ourselves, but the Buffalo is just highlighting the work that's required, the effort that's required in order to make it work. And this can be energetic work, it can be actual showing up, taking action. All forms of work count here. But remember, this is just highlighting the work ethic, the consistent giving energy to the situation. We also have Love Grows Love. Very Cancerian card if I've ever seen one. So this is just about focusing on your own energy. What are you surrounding yourself with? What are you telling yourself? What are you embodying? And the more that you can embody emotions that are really elevating, that's going to help you the most. That's what's going to make other things expand and grow. So it's like if you're embodying a lot of love, that's what's going to grow in your environment. If you're embodying a lot of fear, that's what's going to grow in your environment. So go ahead and take inventory of whatever isn't in alignment with what you want to embody and then go from there. And we have Evolve. Favor incremental changes over quantum leaps. Further maturation may be required to meet your goal. Celebrate your new self. Honor any grief in releasing the old. So pay attention, like there might be some more steps that are required before you can actually get there. You know, don't underestimate that. That's why the Buffalo is coming up too, because it's like you need to keep giving it effort. You need to work on embodiment and know that things are working out. It's just that sometimes we need some more steps, or we need some more of whatever we've been, whatever might be missing. The central energy for you is the Queen of Cups. Okay, so this is your queen, right? And this is all about paying close attention to your emotional state. So similar to what I was saying here with Love Grows Love, the embodiment of these emotions are what you will manifest. You don't manifest what you want, you manifest what you embody. Crossing energy, we have the Two of Swords. So this is about not looking at the environment, putting your focus on your energetic state. Anytime I see like a blind card, there's a strong emphasis to turn towards yourself and focus on what you're doing. What energy are you embodying? What's going on inside of you? Otherwise, if you're constantly looking at the environment, it's going to be something that you can always complain about. There's never going to be a time when looking at the environment is going to be where you should base your emotions from. Otherwise, you're constantly going to be chasing things that are wrong, right? So that's why you have to do the internal tuning. What you have shifting out this month is strength. So I think this was the energy of just like buckling down and getting it done. But there's something here since the buffalo is right next to it, where I'm like, maybe this was you spinning your wheels in the mud or not really gaining traction. There's like the shadow side of strength that's coming up when I'm reading this. And that's why your focus and attention goes from your will to your emotional body and paying more attention to that. The oncoming energy is the moon, so using your intuition. This is and can feel really confusing, like you're just super ungrounded. This could have something to do with just Pisces season in general, kind of making you feel a little bit more ungrounded than usual. And I don't think it's anything you need to be concerned about by any means. It's just about how you work with it. And that's why focusing on your emotions is going to be a better way to work with the moon. Using your intuition, using your emotional body is going to help you a lot rather than trying to like force your way through it. And remember, as you work on your emotional body, that's also work. It's not better or worse than simply applying yourself in practical ways. It's just different ways that we have to show up for ourselves. And so you're definitely pouring more energy and more attention into the emotional world in March, and that's really going to help you evolve. I'm getting across the board. So moving out of force, moving into flow, and just know that you will come back down to earth. It's just that the moon can kind of make you feel spacey and galactic. So know that this is a good time to tap into that and use it for intuitive purposes. The outward manifestation is the Five of Cups. Again, it's so funny how the Two of Swords and the Five of Cups have come up elsewhere. And the reason being is turning your attention away from, and it doesn't mean you ignore issues or you ignore hiccups or anything, but it's kind of like if you're constantly zooming in on things that are not what you want, then they're going to grow. So you have to be intentional with what emotions do I want to cultivate within me and capitalize on that rather than just being critical of everything around you. Because it's just a losing battle, basically, is what the Five of Cups is highlighting. And I'm going to clarify this one for you as well. Son of Autumn, so this is the Knight of Pentacles. And it's kind of like focusing on empowerment, like what action can you take? How can you shift your energy? What can you do to shift your emotions? Because we all do that in different ways. For some people, it's working out. For other people, it's music. For other people, it's talking to a friend. So take action on these things. Lean into the practices that are supportive for you. And that's going to be what can help you shift out of anything that feels kind of funky in March. And that's what the practice is. It's all a practice of coming back into the state that you want to be in, and that's what you're going to grow from. In the subconscious, we have death. So this is rebirth. This is new ideas, new ways of being, new perspectives, new. And all of this is shedding whatever wasn't working, whatever hasn't been absolutely ideal. So you're stepping into a new paradigm, essentially, of your thinking and of your subconscious. But it's one of those things where the more you focus your attention on being able to manually adjust your emotions, it doesn't mean you don't process, but really finding ways to transform and transmute the energy is what can actually rewire your brain. Like if you're just focusing on like the neurology of it, that's how powerful it is. So don't underestimate the power of this stuff. It's not pointless. It's not a waste of time. It is literally changing and shifting the way you perceive the world. The advice is the Star. So understand that things are working out behind the scenes. You don't need to frantically scramble in order to make things happen. You can call them in. You can make it easier for yourself. You can take aligned action. You can do all of those things. Meeting your desires with frantic scrambling or with panic or fear usually interferes with the delivery of those things. So the Star is just reminding you to relax into trusting that things are happening and that you're getting your desires It's really dependent on mastering your emotional state and then using your intuition, blending that together, and then just trusting that it has no choice but to arrive. The external influences, we have the Emperor. Okay, so for some of you, this might be a person, right? If you've been needing to manifest someone who has a lot of divine masculine energy, this is someone who can help you out with that, or someone who is stepping into that role and arriving in your life. The Emperor looks really supportive, and this could also be opportunities depending on what exactly is going on with you, where you might actually have opportunities to step into this role yourself. You know, again, like doing the work and stepping into masculine energy it's not always easy to master this if it's something that's been really wounded, or if you haven't been practicing using that within yourself, but it just seems like there's opportunities to make that really happen for yourself. Now, the hopes and fears, we have the Page of Pentacles. Let me clarify this, because the Page of Pentacles is kind of like, I'm going to start a new project, or I'm going to do something new, do something different. So let me see what the context is here. The Hanged Man. Okay. So I'm actually getting a couple of things coming from this. So one, do you find yourself starting new things out of habit? Like you just want to constantly move on to the next thing. Oh, I'm bored, I'm going to move on to the next thing. If you notice that pattern within yourself, it's kind of like there is a grounded stability that is kind of calling your name in this reading, where it's like, no, keep showing up, keep doing the work. So that could be one side where you're like hoping for consistency and stability. And then the other side is, this has been coming up with the Hanged Man, is like this idea of boredom. So it could also be like the mundane, the boring, oh, I've done this all before. And so again, I would go back to, especially because you have the moon down here, that little moon glyph, go back to your emotions. Like, what energy are you bringing into your work? What energy are you holding within your body? That's where you want to make the adjustment. Sometimes it is the action that we're taking needs to be adjusted, and sometimes it's the energy that we're pouring into it that needs to be adjusted. So just make sure you contemplate and consider that. The outcome of the month is the Fool. So I think you have like a new skill or a new hope. There's something fresh about stepping into April. It's kind of like a new chapter. It's very similar to the Death card, where it's like things are really opening up. Things are moving in the right direction. So I just think you have a lot to look forward to in March. It's just like put in the work to mastering, transforming your emotions, integrating your emotions, processing your emotions. That's worthwhile this month. Now let's move into the timeline for second, third, and fourth quarter. How you start off the month of March, we have Awakening, Renewal, Enlightenment, excuse me. So I just think based on this, I'm kind of getting the impression that you get a lot of clarity. That's the main thing that's coming through. It's like a big aha. It's a big burst of, oh, I know what I want to do. I know how I want to do this. So let's see what the second quarter has in store. The Eight of Shells, Quest, and Renewal. So there is somewhat of a major reset happening at the beginning of the month. This first half of March, it could have something to do with like Mercury retrograde, wrapping up all of this. The fine-tuned details, the fine adjustments that you're making are all getting wrapped up in a neat little package. And so you actually have the space and bandwidth to make necessary adjustments and to renew whatever it is that's priority for you. And this is also evolving your perspective. So there's more evolution that's happening in March than I think you're anticipating. Third quarter, we have the Ten of Feathers, Recovery and Transformation, continuing with this theme. And like I said, It's about processing, integrating, and transforming your emotions. That's also what the Ten of Feathers supplies, and that's really what it gives to you and what you have the opportunity to do. So take it seriously. It is a time to maybe recharge your battery or figure out what you need to do differently. It's just about evaluation. Like, you have this big aha, and then that clarity brings you to a deeper understanding of maybe what you're needing, how you're showing up, what the next steps are for you. So there's a lot of evaluation that comes up here. And then wrapping up the month, we have the Star, peace, healing. This is a perfect way to wrap things up. And this is deep, deep, deep alignment, where things become easier and easier and easier the more aligned you are, the more clear you are. And that seems to be what the Star is blessing you with. So you have 2 of those on the table. That's really exciting. And let's go ahead and do a 3-card pick. So you're welcome to ask a question, ask for guidance, clarity, support, whatever you're needing. Pick whichever card is calling to you. Pause if you need more time. Card number 1, we have the 6 of Cups. So this is nostalgia. What does your inner child need? It might be some time, because there are so many emotional cards on the table. Do some inner child work. Pay attention to what that part of yourself is really needing and desiring, and find a way to fulfill that, because it's going to bring a lot of stability. Card number 2, we have the 2 of Pentacles. So what you want to keep in mind before you ask for anything is that wishy-washiness and changing your mind is going to affect the timing. If you're really uncertain, if you're really unclear, if you're not 100% into the thing that you're asking for, then that energy is going to play. So I really think that this card is reminding you, if you're about to ask for something or set an intention or manifest something, you need to be clear on what it is that you're wanting. If you're floundering around and you're like, oh, maybe this would be okay, or maybe I'd be okay with that, this is my ideal, but I'd be okay with something less than, it's like you need to cut that out. Be clear, ask for exactly what you want, and set the expectation at, this is what I'm going to get. And that is what's helping you here. Card number 3, we have, wow, okay. 3 stars on the table. I honestly think that this star is just reminding you, don't worry. Like, there is absolutely no reason to worry or stress, because worry isn't doing anything. It's not helping you process. It's not helping you resolve any emotions. It's literally pointless energy just going into the garbage pit. Like, worrying is not effective at anything. And so the star is reminding you to trust, keep the faith, make sure that you are just really relaxing into the fact that it's a big world, it's a massive universe, and you have a lot of power over what you have coming into your life. Do not worry at all. This is a major reminder to trust and have faith, and do not forget that. Carry this with you throughout the month. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today, everybody. I really, really appreciate you more than you could possibly know. And I do, as I said in the beginning, have a lot of exciting stuff coming up. I have a manifestation class that's coming out. I have just so many things in the works. So make sure you follow me on Instagram at Onyx Healing and sign up for my newsletter to get the best prices, stay up to date, the best time slots for all of the stuff that I have coming. And until next time, have a beautiful, beautiful March, everybody. I am sending you so much love. If you need to submit a prayer request, you are more than welcome to do so at onyxhealing.com. All of the links for everything is in the description box below, as well as a list of all of the decks that I've used today. So you're welcome to check that out if you liked any of the decks that I've used. And I will see you all next time. Have a good one. Bye-bye.